If you're watching this video today, it's because you're probably looking for life insurance and seriously considering picking up life insurance through your employer. Well, in this video, I'm going to spend some time describing in what circumstances that's a great idea, and a lot of time describing why just employer-based life insurance is not a sufficient and complete solution for your life insurance needs. So stick around and we'll answer that question shortly. Greetings and salutations. My name is Dave Duford, owner and operator of Buy Life Insurance for Burial, where I help people like you get affordable life insurance for any reason whatsoever, final expenses, income replacement, and so on. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about what employer-based life insurance is and why it's not necessarily the singular best solution to completely fill out your life insurance requirements. So let's start first by defining what employer-based life insurance is. So employer-based life insurance, very simple. It's the kind of insurance you buy when you work for somebody else. Most employers these days offer some kind of life insurance program to their employees. Typically, it matches your salary or a multiplier of that salary. And in many circumstances, what makes employer-based life insurance great is there's no medical exam. You don't have to prove that you're insurable. So it's great for people who have had health problems. And number two, the price is really inexpensive in many cases. So a lot of the times you can get good coverage and you don't have to prove your insurability. And it's really good for those types of people in those situations. So employee-based life insurance is a good solution under some circumstances. However, the thing with employer-based life insurance, it's not the complete solution. And what I'm going to spend some time at this point discussing is why that's not the case. So first of all, if you talk to insurance agents, financial advisors, generally speaking, the underlying agreement all of us have is that a good starting point for complete total life insurance coverage, a good number to have, is 10 times your annual salary. The problem with employer-based life insurance is that it usually only maxes out at 4, 5, maybe 6 times your annual salary. So here's what happens. If you pass away and all you have is, let's say, 5 times your annual salary, it's highly likely, if you're like every other American, you've got a mortgage, you've got an income to replace yours, so your family continues to have the lifestyle that it had before you passed away. And you've got children. You got to put them through college, which that ain't cheap. You have all these obligations lined up that are still there when you're gone. And if you just depend on your employer-based life insurance, you're really just halfway there, because you start counting up what it costs to pay off a mortgage, what it costs to put kids through college, and what it costs just to replace your income. It's very high. So the thing with employer-based life insurance, it's just not enough to do the job. The second issue is that there's a lack of portability and costly conversion considerations. So when I say portable, what that's defined as is, well, if you lose your job or you leave your job, in some circumstances, these policies can be taken with you. They're portable. The problem is sometimes you have to convert them, and what you convert them to gets you not the kind of coverage you need for the price that you end up paying. So again, you're in a position where you're paying more than you had to if you had picked up your own individual policy. The other circumstance to consider is, what if you leave your job because your health declines? You have to retire early, you're disabled. Well, it's going to be very difficult to pay on a policy that's now more expensive, that doesn't give you the adequate coverage that you should have had. Again, problems that you want to avoid. You don't want to be in these circumstances. Some other issues to consider. First of all, the coverage that your employer offers may not give you adequate coverage for your spouse. They've got to have enough coverage to take care of, if they pass away, to pay for child care, to pay for taking care of the home, things that she had done at the time. Now you're going to have income to pay somebody else to do that. So insurance is important on the spouse as well, and what you may get through work just possibly isn't quite enough to do the job either. And then worst of all, what if your insurance goes away because a company stops offering? That's another problem that possibly could happen when you most need the insurance. So bottom line, these are the issues when it comes to employer-based life insurance. Now, with all that said, I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and what I would do if I were in your situation, some things to consider. So first of all, I think employer-based life insurance is fantastic if you have health issues, if you've had a history of health problems. And you want to make sure you get some coverage without underwriting, without a medical exam. It's a good way to get something when it's more difficult otherwise to get it. The second thing I want you to seriously consider is that with the reality of employer-based life insurance not offering you the amount, the 10 times your annual salary amount that's usually suggested as a general recommendation by most advisors and insurance agents. Since you can't get that, you really need to supplement what you get through work with an additional personally owned life insurance policy that no matter what happens at work, whether you retire, quit, get fired, you still keep the policy that you had and you don't have to worry about not having any insurance at all if that's a circumstance. If that's something you're interested in, and if you're worried that what you're getting through your work, your employer-based life insurance, is just not sufficient coverage, then I implore you, give me a call. Let me help you out. My number is right there at the bottom of the screen. It's 888-626-0439. Otherwise, you can go to my website. It's buylifeinsuranceforburial.com. I just don't help with life insurance for burial. I help with life insurance for income replacement, to do anything at all. So if you're in the market for life insurance, it's definitely something I can help you with.